Let's get you breaking updates now coming in. Rahul Gandhi had spoken about an economic tsunami, but real numbers have smashed this agenda and the politics around it because the GDP growth has surged to 7.8%. So this is for those who were criticizing the economy, including Rahul Gandhi, who had even claimed that there will be an economic tsunami. That's what he had said. He had said that there is an economic crisis that is brewing. And after his economic tsunami statement, here are the real numbers. After Rahul Gandhi's claim, these numbers tell a completely different story because India's GDP growth has surged to 7.7%. Remember, this comes amid a lot of global challenges, amid the war that is ongoing, the tensions in West Asia. Amid that, the Q4 GDP has clocked a robust 7.8%. So the BJP has now cited these numbers to hit out at the Congress party, saying that this was propaganda that Rahul Gandhi had been indulging in. So the BJP has now fired back and has said that these numbers speak for themselves and Rahul Gandhi should look at what the actual situation is. My colleague Sumita is joining us on the broadcast with the details. Sumita, Rahul Gandhi had spoken of economic tsunami. He had claimed that there would be a big backlash. But tell us what the real story is, because the GDP numbers paint a completely different story amid a lot of challenges globally.
Absolutely. And this year in particular has been pretty challenging along with the past couple of months as well. But the growth story as far as India is concerned, that remains robust because like you stated about the numbers, well, the economy expanded 7.8% in the January to March quarter. This is according to the data that's been released by the government. And that actually reflects continued momentum in domestic activity despite rising global uncertainties. Now, for the full financial year, India's real GDP growth stood at 7.7%, and that compared with 7.1% in FY25. And once again, it reinforces the country's position as one of the fastest growing major economies in the world. Now, we also have to look at what the RBI also suggested. The government estimates had also indicated that the economy was likely to maintain growth above 7% in FY26. So, of course, it has remained resilient. But also, let's look at some of the sectors and how they have done. Well, manufacturing, trade, repair, hotels, transport, communications, financial, real estate, professional services, they have attained double-digit growth at both the constant and current prices. And on the expenditure side, well, private final consumption expenditure, in fact, it has also exhibited growth of more than 7.5%. In fact, as far as value addition is concerned, well, real and nominal GVA, that's been assessed to grow by 7.9% and 9.9% respectively. So, of course, these are some of the aspects with respect to the data that's been released today. In fact, if I were to also mention the primary sector growth that's been observed at 3.2%, it was mainly driven by the performance of agriculture and fisheries sector. So, of course, the economy remains resilient. Of course, it has to be watched out for on how the next couple of months are going to be, because you do have the West Asia war. There's no resolution between the United States and Iran. And, of course, amidst that, energy prices, well, they have remained as another major risk for India's economic outlook. In fact, MK Global also warns that oil prices may not be completely over and that Brent could rise towards the $90 per barrel mark if supply disruptions persist. But for now, these are the GDP numbers, and of course, they paint a decent picture for the Indian economy.
Okay, all right. Sumita, thank you for joining us. So, India's economy has maintained a very strong momentum in the financial year 25-26, with the real GDP estimated to grow by 7.7%. And Pragya, this also becomes very, very important politically. Like we were just discussing, there are a lot of global challenges. At a time like this, it's at 7.7%, even as there has been a lot of political talk. Rahul Gandhi himself recently even speaking of a economic tsunami approaching India.
Well, you're absolutely right. This is a success story. And in fact, at a time when the whole world is facing crisis and, the kind of pressure that we have, the government is insulating all the consumers as far as oil pricing is concerned. Despite the fact, the kind of numbers that we have attained in GDP, provisional estimate, it is extrapolation of the various important indicators of the previous year as well. And this year, we seems to be doing better than the previous year. 7.8 is not, it's not a bad number. In fact, it's a very, very decent number given the fact that there is a crisis in the world, not just in India, and it is a world-made crisis, not even Indian-made crisis. So, the sectors that have been, doing well, and the sectoral performance has been estimated in this, and thereby, the GDP number provisional estimate has come at 7.8% for the January to March quarter, but also the 7.7 is also a very decent number. Having said that, this also shows what the opposition is losing, the real picture on the ground as well. The kind of narrative.
Pragya, just stay with us just a moment, because we want to play out what Rahul Gandhi had said. He had claimed that Prime Minister Modi will lose power within a year, and he had cited economic crisis and institutional dissent. Listen into what Rahul Gandhi had predicted, and you can look at the numbers and make a contrast of that. Here's what Rahul Gandhi said.
आर्थिक सुनामी आ रही है, भयंकर आर्थिक सुनामी अब आ रही है। उसका कारण है कि हिंदुस्तान का जो प्रोटेक्शन का सिस्टम था, जो इंटरनेशनल इकोनॉमी से एक प्रकार से शॉक अब्जॉर्बर था, उसको बीजेपी ने हटा दिया है। अब यह हो सकता है कि जनता के प्रेशर को यह सप्रेस करने की कोशिश करें, इमरजेंसी जैसी चीज कर दें। हिंदुस्तान के अंदर, सिस्टम के अंदर इंस्टीट्यूशनल रिवोल्ट हो रहा है। चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर के मैसेजेस मेरे पास आ रहे हैं। हेड ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस सिस्टम, सीनियर जुडिशरी, सारों के सारे रिवोल्ट कर रहे हैं, इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहे हैं हमें। ऐसी इकोनॉमिक क्राइसिस आएगी हिंदुस्तान में जो आपने अपने लाइफ में नहीं देखी होगी। और आप देखना, मेरे अंदाजे से, मेरा असेसमेंट है, 1 साल के अंदर मोदी जी प्राइम मिनिस्टर नहीं होंगे।
So this was Rahul Gandhi's statement, Pragya, and he says it clearly. This is my assessment, claiming Prime Minister Modi will lose power, that there is an economic crisis, and not just any crisis, it's an economic tsunami. Pragya, these numbers that have been projected, GDP growth at 7.7%, is this a sign, like Rahul Gandhi claims, of economic tsunami?
In fact, very far from reality. This is why many people in the politics and many people in the common life do not take Rahul Gandhi seriously. If you have something very substantial to prove that you are talking about economic tsunami, you should put that out and, very logically explain to people. Just making political statement doesn't augur well for a person who...
including saying that the Prime Minister will be out of power in 1 year. Stay with us. We have Mr. T.S. Singh Deo, senior leader, joining us on the broadcast. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Deo. Rahul Gandhi had predicted an economic tsunami, but we have data that speaks otherwise. India's GDP growth has surged to 7.7%.
These data these days are not accepted as very reliable, and I really don't know what the base year is. That apart, I was following a podcast by our earlier World Bank lady Geeta, and she was saying that the prediction is, if things go as they are in Iran currently, it would go down to about 6%. That is the IMF figure. They had projected 6.5. They are planning, or they are foreseeing it dropping to 6%. So we need to analyze this data. Where is it coming from? What is the base? What is the base year, etc. Otherwise, it seems to be a ploy again to calm uncertainties.
Okay, so you're in agreement to what Rahul Gandhi has said, that there will be an economic tsunami, and you say that you don't trust these numbers. You'd rather believe Rahul Gandhi saying there's an economic tsunami coming?
See, we have heard far wiser people than I am, like Mr. Raghuram Rajan and others, who are also saying that a lot has to be looked out for. Things are not good. So if all these people are, sort of just creating propaganda against the current government, then it is another matter. I take these people as having neutral views, and I presume that Rahul Gandhi's statement would be based on the study and statements of similar people.
Okay, all right.
Considerable
so you're saying that Rahul Gandhi was not wrong in saying that. Mr. T.S. Singh Deo, thank you for joining us. In fact, this growth performance is supported by strong gains in multiple sectors, including agriculture, manufacturing, as well as construction. The BJP has responded and has cited these numbers to hit out at Rahul Gandhi. Listen in.
राहुल गांधी एलओपी मतलब लीडर ऑफ प्रोपेगेंडा मानते हैं, क्योंकि उन्होंने कहा था भारत की इकोनॉमी डेड है। अभी कहा था कि भारत में इकोनॉमिक क्राइसिस आने वाली है, और अभी जो FY 25-26 के लिए रियल जीडीपी ग्रोथ रेट आया है वो फुल ईयर के लिए 7.7% है। मतलब पहले के एस्टिमेट्स जो 7.4 7.6% थे उसको भी एक्सीड किया है। और क्वार्टर 4 के लिए तो हमारी ग्रोथ 7.8% है रियल जीडीपी की। मतलब कि हम सभी रिकॉर्ड तोड़ रहे हैं। हमारी इकॉनमी फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग लार्ज इकॉनमी है कई वर्षों से। आज हाईएस्ट जीएसटी कलेक्शंस है, हाईएस्ट ऑटोमोबाइल सेल्स है, हाईएस्ट ट्रैक्टर सेल्स है। हमारी इकॉनमी आज जिस प्रकार से बढ़ रही है, जबकि तीन वैश्विक चुनौतियां हैं और इन्फ्लेशन भी 4.5-5% के नीचे है। मनमोहन सिंह के ज़माने में पॉलिसी पैरालिसिस थी और इन्फ्लेशन डबल डिजिट था। हमारे फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रिजर्व्स हार्डली 200-250 बिलियन डॉलर थे, आज वो 700 बिलियन डॉलर्स के पार है। हमारे हाईएस्ट एक्सपोर्ट्स भी है और पूरी दुनिया हमारे साथ फ्री ट्रेड अग्रीमेंट करना चाहती है। परंतु राहुल गांधी सोरोस के एजेंडे पे चलते हैं, सोरोस की सुपारी लेते हैं और भारत की जो भी उपलब्धि होती है, चाहे लोकतांत्रिक उपलब्धि हो तो उसको नीचे करने का काम करते हैं, कहते हैं डेमोक्रेसी इज डेड। इकोनॉमिक उपलब्धि हो बोलते इकोनॉमी इज डेड। सैन्य उपलब्धि हो ऑपरेशन सिंदूर की तो भारत की सेना के मनोबल को तोड़ते हैं। राहुल गांधी भारत बदनामी ब्रिगेड के सदस्य बन चुके हैं।
My colleague Meghna is also joining us on the broadcast. Meghna, Rahul Gandhi had claimed it's an economic tsunami, but the numbers clearly suggest gains in agriculture, manufacturing, construction, and multiple other sectors.
Well, in fact, Pratibha, the BJP is very quick to point out exactly that. This is what they have cited. For example, this is what Amit Malviya has said. In 2013, India was branded one of the fragile 5 economies, twin deficits, high inflation, policy paralysis, economic uncertainty. Today, India stands as the world's fastest growing economy, from record infrastructure creation to strong forest reserves. This is what he has said. He's put out this chart saying that from fragile 5 to global growth engine, 2013 fragile 5, 2026 fastest growing major economy, 2013 twin deficit concerns, $689 billion of forex reserves, and now the BJP says that it's record infrastructure push and strong forest reserve. It used to be policy paralysis, now it's decisive policy action. So these are the claims that BJP has cited, showing the flip side to the Congress.
Okay, all right. So the BJP has responded and has reminded Rahul Gandhi of the prediction that he made. Meghna, thank you for joining us with those details. It was just a few days ago, you'd remember, viewers, what Rahul Gandhi had said. He said that there will be an economic tsunami, and he said that this is my prediction. But look at what the numbers actually suggest. India's GDP grew by 7.7% in the 2025-26 financial year. The Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation has said, adding that growth in the final January-March 2026 quarter has declined only slightly to 7.8% from 8%.